Welcome once again to the show. Let's start from the local scene where we know that the annual general meeting will be on so that's from the NPFL annual general meeting. Yep. And then he has got more information on that.
Absolutely. Now, the Nigerian Premier League Board of Executives has announced Tuesday, August 29th, 2023 as a tentative date for this year's annual general meeting with club stakeholders in anticipation of the league's resumption on the 9th of September. Via an official notice sent to all 20 participating clubs in Nigeria's foremost league, the league's chief operating officer and person of David Sinowumi explained that the meeting will create an avenue for discussing effective measures in organizing the upcoming season's activities. The statement sent to clubs via electronic means also stated that the fixtures for the 2023 and 2024 Nigerian Premier League season will be drawn in the same event and on the same date in Abuja. Recall that the chairman of the board, Gbenga Elegbeleye, earlier mandated clubs to complete their documentation processing and player registration in due course for easy transition into the new season. And with the league resuming in a fortnight and some days, which is September 9th, the clubs have been availed ample time to get their house in order to avoid sanctions and reprisals that could lead to negative repercussions, with clubs like Rivers United, Remy Stars, Eimba, and Bendel Insurance and CAF competitions also under scrutiny.
And away from the annual general meeting, we know the Nigerian Women Football League champions, Delta Queens, have qualified for the semi-final of the ongoing WAFU B CAF Women's Champions League playoff with a game to spare. The Nigerian side comprehensively defeats the USFA of Burkina Faso 3-0 in the opening group game with a trio of Olabi, Chinaza Ago, and Messi Doko scoring the goals. Due to the withdrawal of one team from the group, Delta Queens was given a day off on Tuesday, and Sam Nelly confronted the USFA. The game between both sides ended in a 1-0 draw, which automatically qualified Delta Queens for the semi-final of the competition, irrespective of the results they get from the last match against Sam Nelly of Benin Republic.
Now, recall yesterday we brought you news it was reported across all dailies talking about the fact that the Delta Queens would want to boycott their very last match against Sam Nelly FC on the very last day due to the fact that they have bonus roles as it concerns some paid match bonuses. But I would follow that story closely and see how it pans out to be. But for now, we do understand the fact that Delta Queens, champions for the NWFL, have zoomed into the semi-finals of the CAF Women's Champions League WAFU B playoffs. Well, congratulations to them, and we do hope that they do not boycott their very last match. But however it stands, they would definitely get into the next level of the league qualifiers. Now, moving away from that one, Rivers United striker Albert Kova has been called up to the Liberia senior men's national squad, Sierra Leone Stars rather, for this month 2023 AFCON qualifiers. According to the Pride of Rivers, the highly intelligent and tactical forward, who can also play as a winger, has been in superb form since joining Rivers United in September 2022. Kova scored 3 goals, winning Man of the Match awards on several occasions, and was most recently voted the best foreign player in the Nigerian Premier Football League for the 2023 by the League Bloggers Award, that's LBA. Now, Kova have never starred for Liberia, but could make his debut for the senior side when they take on Morocco and Ghana. Liberia will be guest to Morocco in Agadir on Saturday, 9th September 2023 in an African Cup of Nations qualifier. And the Lone Stars will also honor an international friendly match against the Black Stars of Ghana on Tuesday, 12th September 2023 in Accra, Ghana. Well, congratulations to him for his call-up, one of the very person who was voted recently by the League Bloggers Award as the best foreign player that we have in Nigerian Premier League. And talking about that, Joseph, the League Bloggers Award, of course, came to an end yesterday, and we have a full list. Reports from the NPFL Twitter news page, of course, has that one all. Now, we'll get start definitely from the goalkeeper of the season. We have Kayode Bankole. He won the goalkeeper of the season. Defender of the season went to Junior Unduka. Midfielder of the season went to Joseph Atule. Striker of the season went to Chukwuemeka Obioma. Of course, everyone expected that. Best government sponsorship went to Edo State Government. And the best foreign player of the NPFL for the 2023 season went to Albert Kova. Of course, we just read about him and his call-up to his national squad. Now, the young player of the season went for Umar Bala. The rookie of the season went for Robert Mizo, who plays for Bayelsa United, and coach of the season, Daniel Ogumodede, and the player of the season, of course, still went to Chukwemeka Obioma. Joseph, we have a complete list for the League Bloggers Award this season, and so many people were of the opinion that the coach of the season would have rather gone to Monday Odige of Bendel Insurance FC.
Well, of course, as expected, looking at the list of players we have on the screens, those that have won the award, well deserved. Well, an argument has come for ATEWEH, considering the fact that he was injured for some weeks. But then, to those who have organized the award, they know what they're doing, and every of these guys has shown like a million stars. You see that bulk of those who won the awards were those who participated in the Super 6, where we got the winner of the NPFL. So they took half of the performances because of the Bridge League. From what they did for the various clubs proud to the Super 6 and how they performed during the Super 6. You also see that many of the guys who also clinched awards were those were from teams that, you know, won the title, and those who also got to the is it the semis right now, or those who made it count during the Super 6. So congratulations to these guys. They brought in professionals. It was a panel of professionals who voted and, you know, picked these guys that they deserve this award, most especially Chukwemeka Obioma.
Absolutely. This man has been very phenomenal all throughout the Bridge League season. Now, we're looking forward to the 29th of August, where the annual general meeting will hold, and we do hope that with all of this postponement happening, we do hope that we will still get to see a full league and not in our Bridge League. That is how it stands for the Nigerian Premier Football League Bloggers Award right there. And
away from that, Air Warriors, Plateau Rocks, and Nigerian Customs were big winners of the Savannah Conference, the playoffs of the NBBF Zenith Women's League, which started on Tuesday in Jos, the Plateau State capital. Now, Air Warriors started their quest to reach the national final with a 66-46-point win over Nigeria Army Ladies. The home girls of Plateau Rocks had 19 points margin victory over their neighbors, Nasarawa Amazons, 63-44 points. Nigeria Customs were in a class of their own as they took Kada Angels of Kaduna to the cleaners, 73-32, a 40-point blow, which was the biggest margin of win on March the 1 of the Savannah Conference playoffs. On Wednesday, 3 games will be on the card. Kada Angels, that were badly beaten on March the 1 by Customs, will have a day to keep with Nasarawa Amazons.
Well, in case you do not understand that, we're talking about the NBBF, that's the Women's Basketball League right here in Nigeria. And of course, it's divided into 2 conferences, the Atlanta Conference and the Savannah Conference. Of course, Joseph just read out some of the results played yesterday. Well, let me give you some of the fixtures to expect for tomorrow. Now, by the hour of 12 p.m., it is going to be day 2 for the Atlantic Conference. Would have IGP Queens of Lagos going against the Sunshine Angels of Akure, and by 2 p.m. would have Dolphins of Lagos against Bayelsa Blue Whales of Yanagwa, and by 4 p.m. the very last match for the 24th of August will come from MFM Basketball Club Lagos against First Bank of Lagos. That is for the Atlantic Conference. Well, we do hope that would have a better league at this point in time, coming from the Atlantic and both the Savannah Conference. But that is how it stands for the NBBF Women's Elite League when it comes to the basketball.
There are more information in the world of volleyball, am I correct?
Absolutely. More information from that. Recall yesterday we told you guys that the Nigerian volleyball team will be facing off with 2021 silver medalist. That's none other than Kenya. And definitely they did lock horns yesterday. And it went, of course, in favor of Kenya in this one. A very sad one and a very sad note for Nigeria yesterday when it comes to volleyball. Now, let me give you a bit of details as it concerns that. The hope of Team Nigeria's women's volleyball team reaching the semi-final of the ongoing African Volleyball Championship in Yaoundé, Cameroon, has been dashed. The Nigerian team started the championship strongly but ended the group games with 2 wins and 2 defeats. They were drawn against Kenya in the quarterfinal, which was played on Tuesday, that was yesterday, at the Palais Polyvalent de Sports de Yaoundé. The Kenyan side dominated the game from the proceedings and was able to secure a win 25-14 in the very first quarter. The domination continued in the second and third quarters with an emphatic 25-17 and 25-12 victory. With a comprehensive win, Kenya is now tagged as one of the favorites for the championship. So definitely it's the end of the road for for Nigerian volleyball team.
Let me take you to Budapest, and of course we'll hear from Tobiloba Amusan in the next 2 minutes. She granted an interview where she spoke extensively, but why will we hear from Toby? Because you know Nigerian star Toby Amusan returned to the track in the 2023 World Athletics, the championship in Budapest in style, as she claimed first position in her heats. The Nigerian international was cleared last week by the Athletics Integrity Unit after she was accused of doping violations. She competed in heat 5 of the 100 meters women's hurdles and performed excellently well. Amusan came first in the heat with a time of 12.48 seconds and dumped Jamaica's Megan Tapper to the second position with a time of 12.51. Amusan and other qualified athletes will be back on the track today for the semi-final event of the race.
Absolutely. I think at this point in time, Joseph, this is one World Athletics Championship that we will never forget in a hurry, owing to the fact of this off-field event that came alongside with Tobiloba Amusan before she was cleared, before getting in. And of course, she got a very fine start at 12.40-something seconds, if I'm not mistaken right here. I do not know the particular game time for that one, but then it was 12.40-something seconds in that one. And it was not too impressive, but definitely she won a heat. And when you talk about the heat, it is not the main race. It's just a series of race undergone to qualify for the next part of the race or part of the competition. And each winner for each heat would definitely now qualify for the finals of that particular one. But then we're all rooting for Tobiloba Amusan. Well,
we are rooting for Tobiloba Amusan here. But then we'll go, let's quickly give you a race. I mean, that race was for a minute. And of course, our interview, when we come back, we'll be talking about Ophelia and how well they're performing in Budapest before we go for another break. But let's give you the highlights. How Tobiloba Amusan performed, the interview she granted, and of course, we'll be back.
Championships, holding in Budapest, Hungary. She clocked in at 12.48 seconds and secures her advancement to the semi-final stage of the women's 100 meters hurdles.